Very good morning, children. Okay. So today's class is a continuation class of our number system. Okay. So in number system, we already learned about rational numbers, irrational numbers, what is real number, what is integers, whole number, and natural numbers. Okay. Types of number system we learned here. And today we are going to learn about representing real numbers on the number line. We are going to discuss about the representing number on the number line, real number. Okay. Real number means what here? It includes a rational, irrational, right? So here, what we are going to do here, see, before I go for this, let me explain you how you are going to do this. Okay. For example, if I ask you, show this 4, or else if I ask you to locate this 4 on a number line, means what you guys do, we'll draw a number line and make sure that we are going to put a arrow mark for both the side, right? So we just put a 0 here, and in equidistance you are going to write the numbers. In equidistance you are going to write the numbers. It may be a 1 centimeter, it may be a 2, it may be a 3. It depends on how the numbers are there, right? So here you are going to write the numbers like this. You are going to write the integers, right? So this is the natural number. If it includes a 0, this is the whole number. If it includes 0, natural number, whole number, then the negative integers, then it is called as a integer, as I explained you in the previous classes, right? So here, what happens here? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Here -1, -2, -3, -4. So if I ask you to locate this 4 on the number line, means where you will go? Exactly, you can show here. You all know that one, where you can show this one, 4, exactly on the number line, like this. Clear my point? So here, to do like this, then I may ask you, find out a value, locate the value of 2.3 on a number line. Locate the value of 2.3 on a number line. So what we'll do now here, we're going to draw the number line. We're going to put the 0 here. In middle or wherever, however your convenience, we are going to put that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. As I told you before, whenever 2 points, you keep it in a mind, whenever you are drawing the number line, guys. So first one will be the number line you are going to show arrow mark for both the sides. That is first one. Second point is here, whenever you are writing the numbers, in between two numbers, all the numbers should have a equidistance there. All the numbers should have a equidistance, right? So here also same here. Every number should have a equidistance. It means here, think that we are going to take a 10 points here. That this one, 10 measurement here in between the 1 and 2 here. Okay, the same way here also. 2 in between 2 and 3. See, 2.3 means this is greater than 2, less than 3. 2.3 means what here? It is greater than 2, less than 3 here. 2 is the whole number here, and the 0.3, this will become a decimal, right? So here it locates, it comes here in between the number 2 and 3. Okay, so what we are doing here, we are doing part here in a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 means that is 3. Okay, now also you can easily say that one after 2. If it is a 2, 1, 2, I hope you can see, guys. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So here at this point you can get our value of 2.3, right? And you learned how to represent the rational numbers on a number line also. For example, like a √2, √3, √5, and √7. These are the examples I have explained in the classes, and I had given the homework also, right? So this also you know how to locate them, how to represent them on the number line. Okay, now today what we are going to learn here, you are going to learn if you have a numbers like 2.3345. 2.3345. How will you locate this on the number line? It's a bit difficult, no, comparatively that one, right? So you may have like a 4.5 bar. Bar means what here? That this 5 is going to repeat. This 5 is going to repeat here. Okay. You don't, I hope you all are remembered the classes which I explained in previous classes, like what is rational, what is irrational, what are the examples, and recurring, non-recurring, repeating, non-repeating, all the things you have to revise them before you come to the class, guys. Okay, otherwise you don't understand this. Clear? So if I write here 4.5 bar means, it means here this 5 is going to repeat. So if I write like 5 2 and the bar is only on the 2, means how we will get here 4.5 2 2 2 2 and so on, right? If I write like 4.52 like this and bar like this for both the digits 5 and 6, so how we will write this one? 4.525252. This is how we do this, right? So today in this class we are going to learn how you will locate a decimals if you have a terminating, non-terminating, repeating and non-repeating. Okay, how you are going to locate them, that we are going to learn today. Understood what we are learning today? Yeah. So I hope it is clear. So now let us see. Let me take an example from your exercise part or else in explanation part. This is very easy, guys. Nothing, no need to break your head. Okay, this is very easy. Let us see how we will do here. Let me take example from your exercise, okay, which is there in your textbook, no, that we can do it yourself, right? So, and everyone, don't sit and watch the video, okay? Take a book, pencil, pen, rough book, whatever you want, take it. And however, whenever I am writing anything, any points on the board, you have to pause the video and you have to take. Clear? Don't simply sit and let us see, ma'am, elli tap ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ನೋಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇದೀರಲ್ಲ ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ? Okay. So let me start this exercise 1.4. First one, visualize 3.765 on the number line using successive magnification. Using successive magnification. Let us see what is successive magnification here. See, the question is what here? 3.765. You have to locate this. You have to show this on the number line. How will do this one? First, you have to draw the number line. By seeing this one, you will get to know that one. It comes in between 3 and 4. Yes or no? It comes in between 3 and 4. Clear my point, guys? Because this is 3.765. It comes in between 3 and 4. So let us write first. Here it will be a 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so we know that one, this is less than 4 and greater than 3. So it locates in between 3 and 4. It locates in between 3 and 4. Yes or no? Isn't it? So next we'll take here. Next is what we need to do here. See, you cannot show this value. You cannot locate this value in a one single number line. Okay, you have to use a magnifying glass to see that one. Okay, so how it looks when you are using a magnifying glass to represent this number on the number line, just I am showing you what is on the board. Okay, just you are taking separately. First step will be you have to see the number, in which number, in between which number it gets, that you have to decide. Whether it will in between 2 and 3, whether it will 4 and 5, whether it will be 7 and 9, that you have to decide first. The first line will be like you are going to write just natural numbers and you have to show them, you have to look at in between what numbers it is going to get there. Clear? Yeah. So here first step will be you are going to get this 3.7 in between 3 and 4. That is sure, right? Next step is here. What you need to do here, you are going to take a 10 values in between. See, we are going to divide them in a 10 parts. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? So here I am going to write 3 and here we will get a 3.1, right guys? 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, okay, and 3.9, and here it comes 4. In between 3 and 4, we are going to write 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, 3.9, and next it is 4. Clear? So once you get to know if it comes in between 4 and 5, we are going to magnify these values in between 4 and 5, and we are going to write. So after 3, what it is there? 3.7 is there. What is there? 3.7. So 3.765 is there. So we are going to take a 3.7. You are going to take it from 3.7. 65 is there. So it will be in between 3.7 and 3.8. Yes or no? It will come in between. It will locate in between 3.7 and 3.8. Clear this point, guys? Yeah. So next. Again, we are going to magnifying this value, that is, here we start with a 3.7. So what we are going to write here? 3.71, 3.72, 3.73, 3.74, 3.75, 3.76, 3.77. 3.78, 3.79, 3.79. After 3.79, what here? It is here 4. Okay, so in this number line, we just shown in between 3 and 4 we will get it is over here. Next we will take 3.7. Okay, we got to know that one. Here this value comes in between 3.7 and 3.10. This is get over here. Okay, next comes here. After 7, what number is here? 6 is there. So let us see where here 3.76. Here. Where it is? Here it is. So it locates, it can represent this place 3.76 between 3.77. 3.76 between and 3.77. Let us take one more, because one more 5 is there, no? 5 also you have to show it, right? 5 also you have to show. So what we are going to write here? We are going to take 3.76. Okay. Here we are going to start with the 3.76. Next comes here what, guys? What we are dividing 3.76 to 3.77, in between them 10 line, right? So here 3.761, yeah, 3.762, 3.763, 3.764, 3.765, 3.766, 3.767, 3.768, 3.769. Okay, here it is 4. What is there? Here there 4. So where will you get here value? 3.765. Our value is here. Our value is here. Isn't it? This is how you need to show a decimal expansion. If you have a decimal expansion like this, more than 2 digits. Okay, so very simple. First you see the whole number which is there before the decimal point. Okay, in a first number line you are going to show them in between what digit, in between what number you are going to get that decimal number. Okay, so after that again you are going to draw second line, consider next digit. After the decimal digit, what number is there now, that you have to consider. The same thing you are going to keep on doing this one. This kind of solving the number line, drawing the number line, representing the real number on the number line, called here successive. What it is called here? Successive magnification. It is called here successive magnification. Okay, in your textbook they have drawn the line here. So let us draw that one. They drawn like that. This, I mean, only this portion you are going to take here. It shows here nothing else. It shows here only this portion you are going to take here. You just draw the line straight, guys. Okay, here I can't do that one because of the small board here. So you do it yourself. Okay. Yeah, this is how they shown in the textbook. You can draw the line like this. It means here this part only you are going to show here. It means here this part only you are going to magnifying here. This part we are going to magnify here. You will get the answer of 3.765. This is how you need to do this. Very simple it is. Okay. If you have a here in textbook also one example is there that you can do very easily. Okay, that is 2.665 is there. Okay, do it yourself. Clear. And one more in exercise part, one more is there that is visualize to 26 bar. It means here 26 it is going to repeat here. What we are going to get here 4.26 bar means 4.262626 like this. Okay, just you take only 4 digits, that is enough. Okay, so first you are going to represent them on the number line, isn't it? First you are going to represent them on the number line, like in between 4 and 5 you will get this one. First line will be in between 4 and 5 because this is greater than 4, less than 5. 4 point is there, no? So we are going to take that one from in between 4 and 5. After 4 and 5, what will get here? 4.2. After that, 4.26. So this is how you need to do that one. Take minimum 3 to 4 digits. That is enough. Clear my point? I hope it is cleared here and you will do that one. Okay. So what you need to do here, homework is, this is second one, and in textbook only example is there, no, 2.665. That also you can do it. Clear? Yeah. Very simple concept it is. Nothing difficult in this. Okay. We're just magnifying the decimal digits in a number line. That's it. Just you are going to draw one more again and again. But you have to understand. I know where you guys get a confused here. Confused here. That is to take the values. It means here if I ask you to 4.25, if I ask you to represent this on the number line, 4.2 means that is easy. In one number line you can show. 4.25 means you will get to know that one. This is greater than 4 and less than 5. No. So in the first number line, you will get to know that one. It will comes in between the 4 and 5. Okay. After 4 and 5, what you need to do here? 4.1, 4.2. You have to write like this in between the values. 4.3. So 4.4 and 4.5. So second one is what here? 4.2. So where you will get here? It is greater than 4.2, less than 4.3. Greater than, you know that one decimal values. After the decimal point, whatever the values are get, if they are bigger numbers also, before the decimal point, it is a greater number also. Those numbers are less than this number. Here 5 it is there, but this is less than 4 only because this is the whole number. This is the decimals, right? So here what we are going to do here, 4.1, like this we are going to write. So it lies in between 4.2 and 4.3. Clear. So afterwards, what we are going to do here, 4.2 here and 4.21, 4.22, 4.23, like this we are going to write here, 4.25 will get. So this is your answer. Only 3 steps it is going to complete that. In only 3 number line it is going to complete. This is how you need to do this successive magnification process to show the decimal expansion in a number line, to locate them on the number line. Clear? I hope it is clear. So next comes here. Okay. Operation on real numbers. What is the next point here? Operation on real numbers. You have to think, you have to keep it in your mind. Whenever I use the word of real number, it means here this includes all kind of number. This includes all kind of number, rational, irrational, decimal, natural, whole number, integer, everything. Okay, everything it consists there. Okay, so here now we are going to learn operation on a number line. Clear? So we all know that one. What are the mathematical operations, guys? I'm just going to give you an example and explain you how this happens. Okay, what are the operations happens here? We all know that. What are the mathematical operations are here? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division are the mathematical operations. Okay, and we learned how to. What will get when you add integers? What you get when you add a whole number? What you get when you add a natural numbers and all. Right? All the operations you know how to do them also. Clear? So in this concept, what is the difference here? In this concept, what is the difference here? Let me take some few examples here. Those are here. I'm just going to take a decimal, that is 0.24 and 0.60. Okay, this is the first example, and second example here. Second example, root 9 by root 4 plus root 4 by root 16. Okay. Okay, so root 9 by root 4 plus root 4 by root 16. Okay, so yeah, and one more example I'm going to take here, that is about root 3. Okay, first let me explain these two here. Okay, so here these two are the decimals here. I'm just going to add them. How are we going to add them? 0.24, 0.60, right? So when you add them, what will get here? 4, and here this will be 8 and 0. So what is the answer here? 0.84. Okay, 0.84. Yeah, and we learned here how to write the decimals in a rational. How to write this decimals in a rational number, like 84. It means here we are going to write 84 divided by 100. 84 divided by 100. You can cancel this also. 2 4s are, 2 2s are, 2 4s are, 2 2s are, 2 5s are, 2 0s are, right? And again 2 2s are, 2 1s are, 2 2s are, 2 5s are. So 21 by 25. 21 by 25, right? So here, now it is in the form of P by Q. It means here, when you add two rational numbers, we will get a rational numbers only. When you add two rational numbers, you will get a rational numbers only. Here, rational plus rational. When you add them, rational plus rational is equal to rational number only. What we get here? Rational number only. Rational number plus rational number. This is also rational number because you can write this one in the form of P by Q, no? 24 by 100. This is also rational number. 60 by 100. Can you write like this? Isn't it? So when you add, okay, two rational numbers, you get a rational numbers only. That is 21 by 25. That is, you can write in the form of P by Q. Okay, come to this point. Tell me whether these are here rational numbers or irrational numbers. Tell me these are here rational numbers or irrational numbers. In previous class, I have explained here, when you have a perfect square number in the square root, then those are here rational numbers. Yes, when you have a perfect square number, like example, root 25 is a rational number. Root 3, this is not a root 3, this is not a rational number. Root 2, this is not a rational number. Root 36, this is the rational number. Let us see what we get here when you are adding rational number. Why I am saying rational number? Because here root 9 is a 3, root 4 is a 2, plus root 4 is a 2, root 16 is a 4, right? So what we get here? The LCM of 2 and 4. 4 only, no guys? The LCM of 2 and 4 is 4 only. You all know how to find the LCM. Yeah, we learned this from 5th standard only, right? Yeah. So 2 and 4. Let me show this that also. 2 1s are, 2 2s are, right? 1s are, 2 2s are, 4. So it is 2 2s are and it is 4 1s are. 3 2s are how much? 6 plus 2 ones are 2. So what is our answer here? 6 plus 2 is 8 by 4. When you cancel it is 4 ones are 4 twos are 2. 2 is a rational number. So what is our conclusion here? When you add two rational numbers, you will get a rational number only. When you add two rational numbers, you will get a rational number only. Understood? So let us see when you add a rational and irrational number. What happens when you add a rational and irrational number? Let us see now. Okay, for that let me take one example here. That is root 3. Okay, root 3 plus minus root 3. Root 3 plus of minus root 3. So what we get guys here? Minus root 3 we are going to get here 0. So here tell me whether this 0 is rational or irrational. Obviously it is rational because we can write in the denominator 1. So this is in the form of p by q. So this is the rational number. This is the rational number. So one more example here. So here what is our conclusion here? When you add two irrational numbers, the result can be rational or irrational. The result can be rational or irrational. The third point is here that the addition of a rational number and irrational number is always irrational number. Okay. When you add rational, you are going to get a rational number only. When you are going to add rational, irrational and irrational. First one, what is here? Rational. You are going to add, you are going to subtract, you are going to multiplication. See, whenever I am using only addition, no, you just think that one, all the operations, guys. These all the four operations you have to think here. Okay. Plus and addition and subtraction, you have to take it. So it means here when you subtract a rational and rational, you will get a rational number only. When you add and subtract irrational and irrational, it might be a rational or it might be a irrational. When you add or subtract irrational and irrational, it always be a irrational number. Okay, so this is I wanted to give an introduction about this operations on the number system here. Okay, let us see some examples on this. Let us see some examples on this. So what are the examples we'll take here? Examples: 2 root 2 plus 5 root 3 and root 2 3 root 3. Okay, 2 root 2 plus 5 root 3 and 2 root 2 minus 3 root 3. Okay, so how we will solve this one, guys? Let us see. So we have to add this. The question is here, we are doing here addition. Add. Okay, so 2 root 2 plus 5 root 3. Okay, we are going to put a plus sign here. Root 2 minus 3 root 3. Clear? So we all know that one in previous class also we learned here. If you have root 3 plus root 3, now you can add, isn't it? So what we got here? 2 root 3. Okay, if you have like root 3 plus root 2, can you add this? Can you add this? No, you cannot add them because inside the square root the numbers are here different, so you cannot add them. Okay, that is one rule here. Okay, all the rules I have given in a PDF also, guys. Don't worry about that. Okay, so it is there. Next concept is there that we'll see in that rules. Okay, so here what we need to do here, you have to separate them. You have to separate wherever the values are there. Okay, 2 root 2. Here you take this one plus 2 root 2. Okay, next plus 5 root 3 minus 3 root. Can you write like this? There is no difference because anyhow you are having a plus sign in between them. There is no multiplication sign to get any difference there, right? So just you take separate them. So what we get here? 3 root 2 plus, here minus sign is there, so you are going to subtract them. It is 2 root 3, isn't it? 2 root 3. So what we'll get here? 3 root 2 plus 2 root 3. This is your answer here. Okay, what are the steps here? See whether you are going to do addition or subtraction. Okay, and see what you have numbers in between inside the square number there. Okay, nothing to do with these numbers. Okay, you can add them, you can subtract them. Okay, but you can give any operation on them. But only difference will take here. These the numbers which are there inside the square root there. Clear? So you have to take them separately and you have to add or subtract. Clear? Okay. Let me take one more example here. That is 2 root 2 plus 4 root 3 plus 2 root 2 minus root 3. Minus root 3. Same like this only. Let us try. You guys try this. And try this and find out the answer fast. Make it fast. Yes? Over? Over, children? Okay. Take this one as a homework and do it. Let us see one more example. Or else we'll go to the exercise part only. There are so many examples are there. Let me explain them. Okay, you can practice whatever the exercise part, example parts are there in the textbook, that you can do it yourself. Okay, so let us start with the exercise only. That is, let me take some examples. 1.5, right? Okay. Classify the following. Exercise 1.5. Classify the following numbers as rational and irrational. Okay. Classify the following numbers as rational numbers and irrational numbers. First one, 2 minus root 5. Tell me guys whether it is rational or irrational number. This is rational or irrational number here. Here, 2 is a rational number. What is this? 2 is a rational number. As we all know that one, root 5 is a irrational number, because you cannot write this in the form of what? P by Q. You cannot write this in the form of P by Q. So root 5 is a irrational number and this is the rational number, because 2 you can write in the form of P by Q, right? So here this total value is here what? Irrational number. 2 minus root 5 is a irrational number. Okay, let us go for second one. 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. So here you can see, obviously you can see this one, here plus is there, here minus is there. These both are going to get here, cancel here. So the answer is here 3. So this 3 you can write in the form of P by Q. This 3 you can write in the form of P by Q, right? So this is a rational number. What is this? This is a rational number. Okay. Next, third one. What is third one here? 2 root 7. 7 root 7. What is the third one here? 2 root, yes, no, yeah. 2 root 7 and 7 root 7. This is also very easy, guys. Okay, tell me what we'll get here. You are going to get cancel these two, 7 root 7 root 7. So you will get a 7 by 2 by 7. So you are going, it is in the form of P by Q. Obviously, it is a rational number. Obviously, it is rational number. Okay, this is how you have to see the problems, and you have to think whether they can get in the form of P by Q or not. If you are not getting them in the form of P by Q, then you think that is the irrational number. Okay, and one trick you can keep it in a mind here, in between the this one, what is that, square root, if you get a prime numbers, then those are here irrational numbers. Those are here what here? Irrational numbers. Okay. Second main is here what? Simplify each of the following expansions. Simplify each of the following expansion. What is the first problem here? Let me try this one. The remaining you should try yourself. Okay. 2 plus root 2. Okay. So 3 plus root 3. 2 plus root 2. So how we will do this one, guys? Here you are having a multiplication. You are not having any addition or subtraction. You are having a multiplication. It means here it is a plus b and a plus b like that. Okay. So just you need to take here. First you write 3 plus root 3 into 2 plus root 2. 3 into 2 plus root 2 and plus root 3 into 2 plus root 2. Multiply them, you will get 3 2s are what here? 6 plus 3 into root 2 plus 2 into root 3 plus what here? 3 2s are 6. Isn't it? 3 2s are 6 here. Okay. So 6 plus 3 root 2. So now you cannot add them anything here. Here you have a root 6, here you have an integer, here you have a in between, inside the square root 2 and 3 are there, so you cannot add them. So this is your solution here. This is only your solution. Is it correct, guys? 3 plus root 3. Yeah, this is correct only. This is our solution. Let us say take second one. That is 3 plus root 3, 3 minus root 3. 3 plus root 3 and 3 minus root 3. You can see this one in the form of a plus b and a minus b. Can you see this? In the form of a plus b and a minus b. So what we get here, a plus b, a minus b means a square minus b square, no? So can you write like this? 3 square minus root 3 square. Isn't it? 3 square minus root 3 square, because it is in the form of a plus b and a minus b. You know the formula of a plus b and a minus b which was here? That is a square minus b square. So 3 3s are 9 here. Root 3, root get cancelled here. That is 3. So our answer is here what here? 6. The answer is here 6. Okay. Yeah. Next come to third main. Third main is very interesting here. What is this? Rationalize the denominators of the following. Rationalize the denominator of the following. The first one is here 1 by root 5. By seeing this one, you can say this one, this is the irrational number, because in the denominator place root 7 is there. Okay. So this is not equal to 1 here. So root 7 is there. So this is obviously irrational number. Here you have to rationalize a denominator. Here you have to rationalize a denominator. Okay. So what you are going to do here to rationalize them? You are going to multiply. You are going to multiply root 7 for both the numerator and denominator. Sorry, for the denominator. You are going to multiply and dividing by root 7. You are going to multiply and dividing for both the numerator and denominator. Yes, both the numerator and denominator. So what we get here? Root 7 and root 7. Okay, so we all know that when you multiply this one, you will get a root 7. If this will be root 7 square. So what will be the answer here? Root 7 by 7 square means what here? This square will cancel. It is the 7 here. So this is how you can rationalize them. Okay, what you are going to do here? You are just multiplying and dividing what is there in the denominator place, and you will get the rationalize here. We all know, no guys. So root 3 into root 3 means what we get here? 3. No, root 3 is a irrational number. When we multiply this one with this, you will get a rational number. So the same thing we are going to do with this fraction also. Clear? That is 1 by root 7 is there. Root 7 you are going to multiply and divide for both the numerator and denominator. You will get root 7 by root 7. Nothing to do with the numerator here. They are just asking rationalize the denominator. They are just asking rationalize the denominator. So we are just going to concentrate on the denominator, how to rationalize them if it is an irrational number. How to rationalize them if it is an irrational number. Clear? The same way you can do the remaining also. Let me do one more here. That is 1 by root 7 minus, second one is 1 by root 7 minus root, what is that? Root 6. Here same also guys. Again you are going to multiply and divide them denominator with the values of root 7, root 6 so that you can rationalize them. So what we get in the numerator here, obviously if you multiply these two, you will get a root 7 minus root 6 itself. Okay, so what will get here? Root 7, let me write here only. Root, and one more thing guys, you need to take a opposite sign. No, we learned this one in our previous classes. We need to take a opposite sign of that. Plus you have to take. So root, again it is in the form of a minus b and a plus b. We all know that one. What is a square plus b square? Okay, that is a plus b into a minus b, right? So here it is root 7 square and root 7 square minus root 6 square, right? So 7 plus root 6, here you will get a root 7 square, root get cancelled, root get cancelled. So 7 minus 6. So root 7 plus root 6 divided by 1. Root 7 plus root 6 by 1. So again, you have rationalized this denominator. This is how you need to do. What we need to do here, only one trick is there. We just need to see the denominator place. Our point is just to rationalize the irrational denominator value here. Clear? This is about the exercise 1.5. Okay. Next comes here, laws of exponents for a real number. Next comes here, laws of exponents for a real number. Let me complete that one. Laws of I'm going to give all these points in the PDF. Better you write along with me. Okay, exponents. Okay. What are the laws here? First one, we all learned this one in our previous class. Nothing new in this. Let me revise that. A raised to m into a raised to n is equal to what? A raised to m plus n. A raised to m raised to n is equal to what here? You are just going to multiply them the power of the a here. Third one. A raised to m divided by a raised to n means when you take this denominator to numerator, you are going to get a raised to m minus n, right? So the fourth one. A raised to m into a raised to n means what here? AB raised to m into n. These are the simple laws of exponents. Sorry. Laws of exponents. Okay. We'll solve some few problems based on this. We'll solve some few problems on this. Clear? Okay. So, in exercise point only, let me take the problems. Here nothing, there is no new concept here. We learned this one in a previous class, but it is very related to the number system. It is given here. So exercise 1.6. Okay, first one, 64 raised to 1 by 2. 64 raised to 1 by 2. So how you can write this? 64 raised to 1 by 2. So 64, can you write like this in 8 into 8 raised to 1 by 2, guys? Can you write like this? There is nothing difference, no? 64, you are just going to multiply 8 into 8, they raised to 1 by 2. So you will get a 64 only. So how you will get this one? 8 into 8, you can write 8 raised to 2 raised to 1 by 2. 8 raised to 2 raised to 1 by 2. So now we are going to cancel these 2 and this 2. So the answer will be here 8. What is the answer here? 8. So what form you are used here? A raised to m raised to n is equal to a raised to m n. Because. Understood? Simple, no? This all we learnt in your previous class. Okay. So you have to practice them. Then only you can remember, right? So the second point is here what? I'm going to take a 32 raised to 1 by 5. See children, by seeing this one, you can see this, in 32 is there, In so many tables, you will get a 32. Okay, you can write like 8 into 8. Why I had taken 8 into 8? Because in the denominator place, if 2 is there, if you take 8 into 8, again you will get this one exponent, that is 2 here. 2 to get cancelled, easily you can calculate, right? So what happens here when you have a 32 raised to 1 by 5 here? What happens when you have a 32 raised to 5? Let us see. 32, can you write like this, guys? 32. Or you can take a expansion like this. 2, how much are? 2 16s are, 2 8s are, 2 4s are, 2 2s are, 2 1s are, 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 2s are 16, 16 2s are 32, right? How many are there here? 2, how many 2 are there here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 raised to 5. Can you write like this? 2 raised to 5 means that is 32 only. So 1 raised to 5. Okay, this 5 get cancelled. Our answer is here 2. Our answer is here 2. You have to think whenever you get such problems, you have to think yourself that how you can cancel this denominator. Obviously, the problems is like when you write them, power of them, you might get a cancellation in them. Okay. Third one. This is how you need to do. 125 raised to 1 by 3. 125 raised to 1 by 3. 3 is there no, guys. We all know that this is the multiple of a 5 here. 5 into 5 into 5. So 5 5s are 25, 25 5s are 125, right? So how you can write here? 5 raised to 3 raised to 1 by 3. 3 is this can cancel. The answer will be here 5. The answer is here 5. This is how you can find. This is how you can find. Okay. Second main is there 9 raised to 3 by 2. See, 9 raised to 3 by 2 is there. How we will do this one? You can write this 3 raised to 2 and 3 by 2. These two will get cancelled. So the remaining is here 3 3s are. The remaining is here 3 raised to 3. 3 raised to 3 means how much here? 3 into 3 into 3. 3 3s are 9. 9 3s are 27. Clear? The second main, you do it yourself. If you have any doubts, let me see that one in the class. Okay. So let us see one problem on a third main. Okay. Are you following, guys? Let us see one problem on a third main. That is a third main. 2 raised to 2 by 3, 2 raised to 1 by 5. As we know that one, this base is same only. So let us take the same like 2 raised to 2 plus 3 raised to 1 by 5. So now you just, you do one thing, you take separately this one and do this, solve this one. So the LCM is here, those two are prime numbers, so you won't get that number in any other numbers. So 3 5s are 15, 3 5s are 5 3s are 5 2s are 10, 3 1s are 3. So answer is here 13 divided by 15, right? So 3 raised to 30, 2 raised to 13 divided by 15. 13 divided by 15. This is our answer. Clear? And third one, let me take third one. 11 raised to 1 by 2, 11 raised to 1 by 4. 11 raised to 1 by 2, 11 raised to 1 by 4. Here what we get? 11 raised to 1 by 2 into 11 raised to minus 1 by 4. Here in the form of a raised to m divided by a raised to n. Okay, what we'll write here? So just excuse, guys, I'm just written here very clumsy way. A raised to n. What we'll get here? A raised to m minus n. No. So just I'm going to take like that only. So 11 raised to 1 by 2 into 11 raised to 1 minus 1 by 4, right? So do the calculation. This is it. It is in the form of a raised to m divided by a raised to n. A raised to m divided by a raised to n. I have taken this one, a raised to m minus n. Here also 11 raised to 1 by 2 into 11 raised to minus 1 by 4. How you can write this one? You can write 11 raised to 1 by 2 minus 1 by 4 is equal to 11 raised to. What is the LCM here? 2 and 4. 2 1s are 2 2s are 1s are 1s are. So this is the 4. 2 2s are 4 1s are 2 minus 1. So 11 raised to 1 by 4. The answer is 11 raised to 1 by 4. Okay, this is how you need to solve the problems. Okay, the remaining few more problems I left here. Anyhow, I will give in the PDF. Before that, you try yourself whether you'll get a answers or not. So only you'll get to understand. I mean, you get to know that one how much you understand the concept here. Okay, yeah. So this completes our natural number. Number system. Okay, for the test. Till here, what I have explained, everything it will be there. Okay, so test will be for a 20 marks, as you all know that one. Okay, you might get a questions like objective questions, choose the correct answer, MCQ questions. Okay, and you might get a definitions. All the exercise you have to study, exercise from 1.12 till 1.5 or 1.6. Okay, so yeah. Today I'm going to give you a PDF. You will get that PDF by tomorrow. And what are the examples I have solved on the board? I hope you all have followed them and you all copied them. Okay, you try yourself what is there in your textbook, and you will get a problem on the successive magnification also, operations also, and division of numbers also, and converting the irrational number into the P by Q form also. So total one chapter is there for your first test for a 20 marks. I hope it is clear. Okay, so remaining things we'll see in the next class. Okay, thank you.